What if I told you the most powerful force in crypto isn't technology, isn't regulation, and isn't even the whales? It's emotion. And today, we're going to uncover how two emotions, fear and greed, quietly dominate every pump, every crash, and every life-changing opportunity in the world of cryptocurrency. Welcome to Fear versus Greed, the ultimate crypto indicator. Because once you understand this, you'll never look at the charts the same way again. 1. The invisible hand behind the market. Crypto feels chaotic. Prices rise out of nowhere, and they collapse even faster. But beneath the chaos lies a pattern, a rhythm, driven by human psychology. Every bull run you've ever witnessed was fueled by greed. Every market crash you've lived through was triggered by fear. These emotions aren't random, they're predictable, and they show up again and again in one of the most fascinating tools in crypto, the Fear and Greed Index. But before we talk about it, we need to go back to the beginning. 2. A story of two emotions. Imagine a trader. Let's call him Alex. Alex entered crypto during the 2021 bull run. His friends were making money, his coworkers were talking about Bitcoin at lunch. His social media feed was a constant stream of rockets, moons, and millionaire success stories. Alex didn't want to miss out, so he bought Bitcoin at the peak. A week later, the market dipped. Then it dipped again. Then it collapsed. And as Bitcoin plunged, something in Alex shifted. Greed turned into fear. Excitement turned into panic. And he sold at a loss. Months later, Bitcoin recovered. Eventually, it climbed much higher than where Alex bought it. But Alex wasn't there for it, because fear pushed him out before greed could reward him. Alex's story isn't unique. It's the story of millions of crypto investors. And it's the story that the Fear and Greed Index exposes in real time. 3. The Fear and Greed Index. What it really measures. So what exactly is the Fear and Greed Index? In simple terms, it's a daily score from 0 to 100 that shows what the market is feeling. 0 to 24, extreme fear. 25 to 44, fear. 45 to 55, neutral. 56 to 74, greed. 75 to 100, extreme greed. But here's the twist. The index isn't just about emotions. It's built from real data. Market volatility, Bitcoin dominance, social media sentiment, trading volume, Google search trends, and momentum. All of these ingredients mix together to create one number, a number that reveals exactly what the crowd is thinking. And if there's one thing crypto history teaches us, it's this: the crowd is almost always wrong. 4. Why fear is often the best buy signal. Let's go back to some of crypto's darkest, scariest moments. March 2020. Bitcoin crashes from $9,000 to $3,800 in 2 days. The Fear and Greed Index hits literally 10. Extreme fear. People were calling Bitcoin dead. Forums went silent. Exchange volumes dropped. But while the world panicked, the patient investors were quietly accumulating. 1 year later, Bitcoin hit $64,000. Fear didn't signal the end. Fear signaled the beginning. 5. Why greed is the most dangerous signal of all. Now let's talk about the other extreme, greed. We've all seen it. When your cousin who's never invested suddenly wants to buy Dogecoin. When new coins are launching every hour. When people are taking out loans just to get in. That's greed. And history shows it always ends the same way. In November 2021, the Fear and Greed Index hit 94. Bitcoin was at $69,000, its highest price ever. Everyone thought it was going to $100,000, but instead, the market flipped. The next year was one of the worst crashes in crypto history. Greed blinds us. It convinces us that the party will never end. 6. The tension between fear and greed. Here's something most investors never think about. Fear and greed don't just influence the market. They influence each other. When greed rises, fear hides in the shadows, waiting. When fear spikes, greed disappears, temporarily. But the key word is temporarily, because once fear pushes the price down, greed eventually returns to push it up. And once greed pushes prices too high, fear steps back in to pull them back down. This cycle, this constant tension, is the lifeblood of the crypto market. 7. The secret the smart money knows. There's a group of investors who understand this better than anyone. The whales, the institutions, the long-term players. They know fear is an opportunity, and they know greed is a warning. So what do? When fear dominates, when the index is below 20, the smart money buys. Silently, slowly, strategically. When greed takes over, when the index pushes past 80, the smart money sells. Not all at once, not loudly, but enough to take profit while the crowd is distracted by euphoria. If you've ever wondered how whales always seem to time the market, this is a big part of the reason. But let's be honest, the fear and greed index isn't perfect. It doesn't predict prices. It doesn't tell you exactly when to buy or sell. What it does do is show you what the majority is feeling, and understanding that is priceless. Because investing isn't just about charts, it's about people. And people are emotional. If you can stay calm when others panic, if you can stay cautious when others celebrate, you're already ahead of most investors. So how do you actually use the Fear and Greed Index in your strategy? Here are 3 powerful ways. Use extreme fear as a research signal, not a blind buy signal, but a cue to start looking closely at quality projects. Use extreme greed as a risk warning, not an automatic sell, but a reminder to protect profits and avoid FOMO. 3. Track trends, not numbers. The daily number doesn't matter as much as the direction. Rising greed usually means a pump is near its peak. Rising fear usually means a bottom may be forming. This is how long-term investors survive the volatility, and this is how they stay ahead of the crowd. 10. The final lesson, a reflection. Crypto isn't just a market, it's a mirror that reflects human emotion. Excitement, panic, hope, greed, fear. Every chart you see, every candle, every pump, every crash, they're all expressions of what we feel. That's why the Fear and Greed Index matters. Not because it tells you what Bitcoin will do, but because it reveals what we are doing. And if you can learn to rise above the crowd's emotions, if you can analyze the market instead of reacting to it, you unlock the most powerful indicator in crypto: self-control. If you found this video eye-opening, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because in the next episode, we're going deeper into the psychology of crypto cycles. And trust me, you don't want to miss that. Stay disciplined, stay curious, and most importantly, stay ahead of fear and greed.